Welcome back everyone to my weekly series where I introduce you to new games to check out on Roblox. We got a lot of cool games today. This one took a lot of time to put together because I had to check out like 20 something games, really narrowed it down, and we have 9 good games for you today. Now this is episode 24. That means there's 23 other episodes you probably have missed. So make sure you go back over there, check out the playlist on the top right or in the description below to catch up because there's so many great games you're missing out on. A lot of people are saying, dude, there's nothing good on Roblox, but look, we got a lot of good games. By the way, I am trying to reduce the number of inclusions I do for tower defense games, obbies, tycoons, simulators. There's too many of them, especially the copycats. So unless it's a really good simulator, so like I know Rumble Studios is coming out with their own, some kind of rehash of Bubblegum Sim soon. If Bee Swarm Simulator 2 came out, of course I'm going to cover that kind of stuff, but I'm going to be a little bit tighter on which games I recommend because there's just too many of these copycats, and I don't know about you, I'm kind of tired of the copycats. Now, if you enjoy discovering new games on Roblox, please do me a solid. Support the series by hitting that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already as well. I do these weekly. So every week I put together a list of usually about 10 games. Today it's one short because I removed one of them. But make sure you subscribe if you want to keep up with these. The first game here is Rocketeers. It's by the makers of Jailbreak. These are talented devs. We already know that. Like, they're one of the top devs on Roblox. And they came out with a new game called Rocketeers. It is a fast-paced domination PvP game where you have a rocket launcher and you're using rockets essentially to blow up other players while trying to capture different flags around the map. There's like different abilities you can pick up. So there's like these little shiny things around the map, which feels a little bit like, in Mario Kart where you go over that little question mark box. It's kind of like that. So you often get like parachutes, you get balloons, there's different abilities you can get. There was one that I got that was speed, and so you can pick up different power-ups during the match. Again, it is a control point type game, so you need to control different flags around the map in order to be able to win, which to me, I'm not a big fan of. Like, I like just killing pixels. If you've been following me for some time now, you know I like killing pixels, and that's my saying. So to blow up other players, that's my deal. But to be forced to capture different flags around the map and points and having these lockdowns, it's kind of frustrating for me because I just want to kill players. I don't really want to go after flags all day. I just want to go and hunt down players and kill them and get the most, kills in the game, and which I do in this game, but I don't win. I'm sorry. I don't play the objective, which is kind of bad. You're supposed to play the objective. So a really cool feature about this game, though, is you can destroy the map itself. So anytime your rocket hits the map, it creates a crater in it, and it's pretty cool. Like, I like the map destruction aspect. You can, of course, rocket jump, which is a lot of fun. You can, run on walls. There's a lot of cool features about this game. I did recommend to the devs that they, possibly make a casual mode, maybe like an infected mode or a PvE mode, because right now this is going to be really, really hard for casual players who just want to go in a game and kind of chill. And I know that doesn't sound right. Like, we're talking about a PvP game and I'm talking about chilling, but that's just the reality of most players inside any shooter you've ever played. So like Call of Duty, there's people that chill, dude. There's people that like to sit there and snipe. They'll camp out and snipe all day because that's a chill thing to do. They don't want to have like lightning fast reflexes to be able to, survive in a game. There's a lot of great casual PvP games. Even Bed Wars has casual style gameplay. If you want to just camp out at your base, that's your option. You can just sit there and defend your bed all day. The other thing I didn't really like is it didn't feel like I was progressing in power in any way. So like, you do have different packs and crates you can buy. It looks like there's like emotes and such, which, not all that special to me. Like, getting different skins for my rocket launcher, not overly excited about. But if you gave me different weapons I can unlock, then I could see that. Again, if you're into PvP games, go check it out. It's definitely, in my opinion, better than Big Paintball.
We'll get him next time, soldier.
Next up, we have Highway Hooligans, which this game got recommended a lot, okay? Like, a ton, and I'm sorry it took me this long to finally check it out. I did pop in, I think, at one point, and then I was just like, racing games, and I don't usually like racing games. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple games that are good on Roblox, but most of them haven't been great. They've been really like just the same kind of thing over and over and over. Who wants to just drive around a city all day? It's just, I already do that in real life. I already got my own car. If I want to go drive, I'm just going to go drive in real life. I don't really like driving simulators so much, but Highway Hooligans, you could do stuff in this game you can't do in real life. At least you shouldn't do in real life. And that is crashing into other cars. It feels like it's kind of like a destruction derby style game. Really like it. Essentially, you're gaining points while you're destroying other cars on the road. You can go full throttle over like these semis that have ramps on them and launch yourself into other cars. At some point, you even go into this mall and start doing like a drift contest or drift race against time to get combos for drifts, and that gives you more currency. So the more stuff you do that's dangerous, the more money you make in this game. And then of course you can unlock new, vehicles. You can customize your vehicle. It's actually pretty fun. You got to hop in here. Even if you're not into racing games, I'm not into racing games. You don't have to be good at this game to actually enjoy it. You could just go in there, have the worst car in the game, and then you can blow up other cars. It's not really a PvP style game, meaning you're not really racing against other players. It's just pretty much bots driving around the map. So you can't really lose. It's not like a game that you lose. It's just a game you can go in there and just kind of wreak havoc, get better upgrades and such. So definitely a fun game. Thanks to all of you for recommending this one. Next game is Wacky Rails, and I'm kind of surprised I hadn't played this one yet. It's pretty cool. So Wacky Rails is essentially like a hand car style game. So you got a railway, like those typical kart games, but it's not your typical kart game. It's kind of like a gauntlet with hand cars. I'm trying to this one's harder to explain without just showing you the gameplay. But there are different modes. You can do a 2-player mode. You could also do a single-player mode or solo mode. So if you don't have friends to play with, that's fine. You just jump in there, spawn your cart. Now, the railway itself has different, obstacles. There's these switches you need to be careful of. So they're timed. And so you have to wait for them to switch before you can continue to progress. At certain points, it tells you to slow down as well because, there's little bumps in the road, or, there might be points where you now need to speed up because there's things trying to knock you off, or, there's this gas thing that's trying to poison you or cause you damage. This route is massive. This game's route for this railway is crazy, crazy big. I didn't even scratch the surface of it. I think I got through maybe 3 or 4 zones in the matter of 20 minutes. So yeah, this is a big game. Definitely worth checking out if you want to just kind of go on a cool cart. Next, we have a single-player story game called Home Alone. It's in that retro-style Roblox, right? It's been trending for a while now. A lot of people are making these because they're pretty easy to make for the most part, assuming you can do a really good story. And this one was really well done. In Home Alone, your parents leave you, of course, home alone, and you have a variety of tasks you need to do around your house. So you got to clean up the house with a broom. You got to feed the dog. You got to unclog the toilet. There's a USB you got to stick inside of a radar thing. It's a really interesting game. I kind of died in this one, but if you're looking for a really cool story style game, this one was a lot of fun. I can see the detail. It's supposed to be a horror game, so I think there's some other stuff that can happen to you outside of what I'm about to show you. But I like that there's different possibilities for you to die or get killed. I know that sounds weird, but I like that it's not just a run-of-the-mill on the rails style game where everything's kind of controlled. In this case, I kind of ordered pizza and it arrived a little too soon. I was thinking, dude, this is kind of quick. I shouldn't answer the door, but sure enough, I answered the door, and then I kind of got surprised by this guy. And then of course the parents get back and they're just surprised at what they found. So obviously I got killed by this ninja thing. But if you're into single player games, definitely check out Home Alone. Next, we have Pizza Party, which is a FNAF, aka Five Nights at Freddy inspired game. What I like about this game is you're not sitting there watching your monitors and listening for sounds and closing doors and having to worry about your generator going out, because you use too much power and such. It's not like that kind of game, okay? When I say FNAF, a lot of people go there in their head, and I do too. And, the first time I heard about Pizza Party, I was like, oh no, it's another FNAF game, because there's just so many of these games. Forgotten Memories is a great game, or at least version of that. Pizza Party is themed FNAF, but without the FNAF gameplay, okay? It's you're actually free roaming this game. It's a lot more like playing Rainbow Friends or Piggy, where, not even Piggy though. Piggy's more getting keys and running around the map and trying to avoid a bot that's constantly chasing you. This one is more Rainbow Friends. So you have different animatronics that are, obviously roaming this really well designed and built out, I don't want to call it a theater, but it's like a family fun center or something, or arcade. There's a series of things you need to go and find and gather around the map. So, first time you got to go around looking for, switches, or you got to go around looking for generators, things like that. So there's objectives you need to go around the map and gather, which is kind of like a scavenger game while you're trying to avoid animatronics. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I definitely need to go through here and beat it because I got really close. I think I got on the last stage or so, and then I got killed, which is kind of unfortunate, but definitely my favorite FNAF game currently on Roblox. Next up, we have a game called Heretic Squad, which is a roguelike side-scroller type game. When I say roguelike, it essentially means, it's kind of survival, right? So you got to last as long as you can. It's not like you can just continue off where you went. So you're going to try to get as far as you can. And then if you die, then you start all over. That's usually what the roguelike style is. Sometimes roguelikes can be fantasy oriented. They don't always have to be, but they're pretty much high penalty. So whenever you see something that says roguelike, good luck, you're probably going to rage because you're going to have to start over most of the time. Not all of them are like this, but most of the time they are. And in this case, you're basically a police officer. I don't know if you're in training or not, but it's a side scroller, really unique style game. I felt like I was playing like some kind of Nintendo game or something. It was kind of wacky. In that it just didn't feel like Roblox, but you're going through here and you go into the mission area and you have to avoid heretics while completing your mission. In this case, I need to go and collect a bunch of documents. Pretty detailed in what you can do. You can stomp, on enemies. You can like grab them. So there's a lot of different things you can do. You have to remember everything as well, which made it kind of a complicated game. It's really well designed, but for me, it was a little bit hard because I was like, dude, I ran out of bullets. I beat up this heretic. I noticed he dropped his gun. I could pick up the gun. Then I run out of bullets again. If you're looking for some kind of different style game, maybe you like finding these games through my series, then Heretic's definitely for you. It's really interesting. Next up, Doors fans are going to enjoy this one, which is Rooms But Mid. And this game's anything but mid. I think the developer on this one is being a little modest. This is it's opposite of mid, I'm just telling you. So if you saw a while back, I made a video on Pressure. I'm going to link it on the top right here if you missed that video. But Pressure is an upcoming like underwater. It's not really underwater, but it's like kind of like you're inside a deep sea facility. Just as good as Doors or Haunt, in my opinion. I think if not better in many ways. Like I love Haunt. I love Doors. All right. So as a mega fan for both games, I think you're going to really like Pressure. It's just a different game altogether. It's more sci-fi driven. But having said all that, I mean, just go watch that video if you want to check out Pressure. But Rooms is just a really bare bones style version of like Doors as well as Pressure, in that you're going room to room, hence the name Rooms, and you're just trying to avoid any bots and such. There's some monsters in there too. Like you'll see like this dark entity that I kind of put a flashlight on, and he kind of did a little damage to me. So you don't really want to make eye contact with them. You also don't want to put a light on them, and you just want to kind of leave them alone. But ultimately, I died to a Rush equivalent. I forgot what he's called, but pretty crazy, dude. This is a really fun game. If you're just looking for like something different while you're waiting for the Doors update or Pressure to come out, definitely check out Rooms But Mid.
Oh, hello.
Next up, we have Monster Slayer, which is one of those top-down style like survival games. Not even survival. I don't really even know what these are called. Someone let me know in the comments below what this genre is called. It's a top-down, survival shooter style game where you need to kill different mobs heading towards you for XP. And there's a ton of games like this on Roblox as well as on mobile. They're like hot right now. I don't know why they're trending, but they are. Anytime you level up, you get a chance to choose what upgrade you want. They call them cards, but you can sometimes get these little white orbs that circle around your character. You can get meteors, you can get electricity, you can get faster run speed, more XP gain. The ultimate goal is to make sure you just get the right upgrades and survive as long as you can to level up. So it's one of those games, but this game had a really cool, unique look to it and feel. Even the mobs were cool. So the gameplay felt good. Definitely worth checking out. And finally, we have another game called Slashers Arena. And at first, when I was sent this link by my friend Off Path, I was like, dude, what is this? Like, this is just another Strongest Battles. Like, how many times do I get these games for the series? Like, everyone's making a new anime or battleground game. It's just nuts. It's almost as bad as all the tower defense links I keep getting. At first I thought Slashers was going to be like a ripoff of that game. And then as soon as I loaded the game, I was like, wait, is this a Blade Ball game? So you'll probably feel the same when you go in here, but they had a similar lobby to Blade Ball. And then as soon as I jumped in, I'm like, okay, this game is actually really cool. Slashers Arena is, it does have a little bit of Blade Ball arena feel to it, but you're not doing anything with like deflection or anything like that. You have basically a slashing ability. So your sword, you have a block ability, and then you do have an ability, which I didn't have any abilities for mine because I didn't have any unlocked, but I saw a lot of people going like cloak and such. So they, it is similar to Blade Ball in that sense, but without the ball, you're basically just killing each other with slashing and, avoiding and such. It's pretty much last player standing style gameplay, and perfect. Like I liked it. I like it better than Blade Ball. Honestly, I think this game's going to pop off. I really do. I think this is going to be the star of the game. It's going to blow up on Roblox. Just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure this is going to blow up in a good way. Anyway, I hope you found a game you want to check out today. If you did, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you have a new game you want me to check out and consider for the series, definitely comment below. I may have already covered it. Sadly, I've covered hundreds of games in the series. A lot of people keep recommending the same games that I've already, included, but that's okay. Just put it in the comments if I already featured it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, thanks kid for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid. Peace.